Scotland is a land of mountains, lochs, and ancient legends. Its story begins long before there were kings, castles, or clans. The origins of Scotland are a tale of survival, migration, and the birth of identity. The earliest peoples to live here were hunter-gatherers. They fished in the rivers, hunted deer in the forests, and moved with the seasons. Over time, they built permanent homes. One of the most famous is Skara Brae, a stone village in the Orkney Islands. It was built almost 5,000 years ago. Inside its houses, stone beds and hearths can still be seen today. It shows us that even in prehistory, the people of Scotland were builders, planners, and survivors. By the Iron Age, new groups arrived, the Celts. They brought languages, art, and traditions that spread across much of Europe. In Scotland, Celtic tribes built hill forts on the high ground. These were places of defense, but also centers of trade and community. They crafted intricate metalwork, decorated with spirals and animal designs. Much of Scotland's earliest cultural identity comes from these Celtic roots. But they were not alone. In the 1st century CE, the Romans marched north. The legions conquered much of Britain, but Scotland was different. Here they faced fierce resistance from the northern tribes. The Romans built Hadrian's Wall to mark the edge of their control. Later they built the Antonine Wall further north, but it too was abandoned. To the Romans, this was a land of barbarians, untamable and wild. They called its people the Caledonians. Later, they would become known as the Picts. The Picts were fierce warriors, skilled in guerrilla tactics and defense. They left behind carved stones decorated with strange symbols, circles, animals, and patterns whose meanings are still debated today. Unlike many peoples conquered by Rome, the Picts endured. For centuries, they remained a powerful force in the north. But the Picts were only one piece of Scotland's puzzle. To the west, settlers arrived from Ireland in the 5th century. They were called the Scots, and they established a kingdom known as Dal Riata in Argo. They brought with them the Gaelic language, music, and culture. Over time, their name would spread to cover the whole land. Scotland would become the land of the Scots. To the east, Angles from Northumbria pushed into southern Scotland. From the north and west, Norse Vikings raided and settled on the islands and coasts. Each wave of people left its mark, in place names, traditions, and bloodlines. Scotland became a crossroads of cultures, where Celtic, Norse, and Anglo-Saxon influences mixed. By the 9th century, Scotland was still divided among many kingdoms and tribes. But a great change came with Kenneth Mac Alpin. He united the Picts and the Scots under one crown. Historians debate how he did it, through conquest, marriage, or alliance, but his achievement was clear. For the first time, the land had a single ruler who could claim to be king of both peoples. This moment is often seen as the true beginning of the Kingdom of Scotland. The origins of Scotland, then, are not just about battles or borders. They are about resilience, about people carving out a life in a rugged land, about cultures colliding, clashing, and blending into something new. From the builders of Skara Brae, to the Celts of the Iron Age, to the Picts who defied Rome, to the Scots of Dal Riata who gave their name to the nation, and finally to Kenneth Mac Alpin, who united them into a kingdom. Each left a layer of identity that still echoes today. You can see it in the standing stones of Orkney, in the carvings of the Picts, in the Gaelic language and Scottish traditions that survive, and in the very names of the lochs, glens, and mountains. This is the beginning of Scotland, a land forged through struggle, shaped by many hands and bound together by courage. Its story endures, not just in history books, but in the spirit of Scotland itself.
For all your must-have gadgets and accessories, make sure to check out Tech Essentials.